Okay, what about now? Ah, there you go. Okay, Zoom had a massive freak out yesterday nationwide, and so they haven't gotten all their services back online, and so I'm wearing these horrendous gaming headphones instead of my normal ones today. So I'm getting used to them. I also want to let you know when you get your recording tomorrow, I would like you to watch the very beginning. I have been sitting here for about 5-ish minutes, kind of zoning out like I normally do. Actually, let me turn the brightness down on this thing. Do I know how? No, because it's my husband's. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. I guess I got it. No, where'd you go? Where'd you go? How does this thing work? There it is. Okay, so this whole time while I was sitting here, 5 or 6 minutes, I actually have my spirit box devices back over here, these two little red lights. Okay, and so I was like, okay, I can feel you. There's a heaviness feeling. So we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. And people that feel a little bit heavier, it is easier for them to use these things. And so as soon as I turned on our meeting and it said that you were in the room, one of these started going off. So I want you to look at that when you get it. It's going boop, boop. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You would go off as soon as she hits in the room. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I also usually I have a small spirit box, but because my phone, I can't get into my Apple account right now until tonight. I can't have it on my phone. So I have it on this lovely, massive ass tablet. But I want to tell you what I got. So right as you were coming in, I'm gonna say it on the recording. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it'll say because I said it out loud. It was something like um something talking about at night. Um I I don't know exactly what. Hold on. Actually,
Uh,
give me don't tell me anything. Hang on. I want to figure this out all on my own. Um so it says, oh, a mess up at night. That's what it said. A mess up at night. And I go, okay. And he says, need to be free. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good. I know, don't we all? The other thing is I was sitting here, and it said to their horror. This was earlier. This is like 5 minutes earlier. So this for me would mean, did we end up like finding him passed instead of like at the hospital?
um, do you want me to tell you what it
Just
was or
that.
just
No, don't tell me what it was. Just answer that question. That's
uh
okay.
they ended up finding him
They
at
did?
night.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Leave that there like that. Just because he said to somebody's horror, and that for me means, I mean, it's not like, somebody's crossing, it's at a hospital, somebody's sick. There's this feeling that goes with it. So that's that. The other thing is that he did say multiple times, which I thought was interesting. This could be you, this could be a family member, this could be that he liked to do it. I don't know. It said easel, it said art, it said paint, it said hand, it said your art. It said easel. Like
Yeah.
boom, 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 over and over and over again. And that was as soon as I sat down. I was like, is this girl like a fucking artist? Like, what does she do? Or what
N-
is going on? What is that about?
Oh my gosh. When we first started dating,
Yeah.
we made oh, wow.
Yeah, that's good. This is great. This is what we want.
Wow.
Keep going. Oh,
Wow. When we first started dating,
yep.
I had a whole bunch of paint canvases and just acrylic paint. So
Oh.
we put our hands like this on the painting, and I used to keep it behind my bed. And I have it like I have it in a box in my closet because I put pictures of us up there. But that was literally like a week after we started dating 4 years ago. It's what we did.
Oh, well, you need to take it out. Get it out of your closet. Get it like you can do it. Don't do it right now. I mean, you can if you want to, but I'm just letting you know. Take it out. There's a big thing, and I was asking him. I was like, okay, give me more. I'm like, give me more in my brain, and so I'm going through like, were you an artist? Did you do pencil? Did you do paint? Like what type? I'm going through all these things, and I get nothing. Oh, it said me sad. I know. The other thing. Hold on. Oh, it's so hard. Okay, so I'm just going to talk to him really quick. You already know how I
Okay.
do this. Whenever they go through and they talk, they have to use my brain, um, and they have to figure out how to use it. That's why I was just sitting here for a second. You could feel this. I knew I was going to channel somebody like this today. It's not a big deal just because I've been feeling
Mhm.
low all day and it's been a great fucking day. And I was like, oh man, I'm like, somebody is
Yeah.
upset. Okay. And so I get in here and it said, like, yeah, just now. So, yeah. And
Yeah.
so he's been around. Also, just hang out with me. They talk in signs and symbols, feelings and emotions. They'll use this as well. I don't like to, this all it looks like. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
And so, hang on. And then he may try to turn those on. You'll see that when you get the recording. I don't think this has noise cancellation on it. My other microphones, they normally do. So if you start to hear like a me, 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 that's what that is. But it also has green and red lights that go up. So, okay, what happened? Where are you at? Okay. So when I got, let me tell you what I was feeling. Sorry, scatterbrain. So when I first got
Okay.
in here and I sat down, there was a person that showed up and they had their face in their hands and they go, and I was like, all right, so you're upset about something. And they're going, oh no, oh no, oh no. Now, this is the whole thing. Am I talking to him at the point of him passing, or am I talking to him, now, however long it's been? We'll figure out what that is, right?
Right.
Since time doesn't exist, the more I do this, the more I think on some level that I'm talking to him like at that point, and so somehow time lapsed. So I don't want you to think, depending on how long he's been gone, that he's like been sitting there for years. That's not it. Um, if that's the case, hang on. Let me tell you, he was a fan of, I guess maybe he did substances before and then he got clean or something. Because he shows me a wave.
Yeah.
Hang on. He does love you. The thing when I was sitting here is that I read your email and you said you love me as much as you said you did. And that's a super important question to me. And I said, is that the truth? And his feeling, which is words, was yes, but I didn't know how to love myself completely. So therefore, I can't love somebody else. It's almost like I mean, you're his protector, you're his savior, you're his everything. You are everything good in the world for him. You are the person that like pushes him to be better. You're the person that's always there and doesn't give up. I mean, even though you want to. Um you're that person. And even though he's very sweet and very nice and very wonderful and loving and he needs somebody like that, I don't think he could be that 110% yet for you, but he absolutely adores you. So it's not you, it's him, but he still loves you that exact way. But in the physical sense where he was at and what was going on, it's difficult. It's hard. And why? And so you did get along with his family?
Yeah,
Good.
I did.
Okay, good. There's a lot of times where you don't have that. I said, so what about family? I said, was it like you two against the world or what? And he says, no, no, no. He says, like me and my family are like they like her. I said, well, that's good. That's always a positive thing. And why? So he blames his passing on like his choices for somehow. I don't know exactly why though. And because
Yeah.
that don't tell me why because I said so this is a freak thing, somebody else like what? And he just like looks at his body and he goes, and that for me is a feeling of like, well, fuck. And tell me, mud, you're outside right now. Why are you outside? Hang on. Did you like make him stop vaping or something?
Uh, no, like you said, he had substance issues
Oh,
and
it was
it,
that. Okay.
he was clean for some time. I didn't want him to like vape or anything, but
That's a good thing.
yeah, so he smoked cigarettes, which is fine, but he was chain smoking cigarettes all the time.
He's outside right now and
Yeah.
he's smoking. And he says, she doesn't want me to do this. And I said, well, anybody that has a problem with addiction doesn't want to, that you don't need to, because you're just daisy chaining. I know because my husband is an ex alcoholic and he's been sober for 10 years. And like, he stays clean of everything. We're sober buddies together because it still fucks with that part of your brain. So you're absolutely correct. So he's saying like now he's still anxious. He's anxious about having this conversation with you. Um, why? So did y'all have a big dog together, or does or what is
Um,
that about? I don't know what type,
so,
but he's making a comment on I gave my half mastiff, half Great Dane a bath today, and he's making a comment on that. And so,
um, oh, he's not talking about our dog. He's talking about his sister's dog, Emma. His name is Ace. He's a Great Dane. He's a big black dog. Um,
yes.
yeah, Ace ended up passing away like two
Oh,
2 weeks after Dallas passed away. And we like talk about me and his sisters would be like, like Ace is up there with Dallas. I know he's keeping him company.
he is.
Yeah.
He is. That's exactly what it is. He just showed me this image. He said, he made me feel this presence, this, mm. And then he's talking about being with me when I'm giving my dog a bath today and like de-shedding her and everything. And I'm like, okay, so there's the big ass dog somewhere. And so just know that yes, they are together.
Okay.
Okay, so please tell her that. The sister, hang on, tell me. Go back. What? So are you, what? Wait, so who do you live with right now?
I live with my parents.
That your parents. Okay, because he goes like this. He says something about shacking up with your parents or shacking up with parents. And I said, "Is this you? Is this his parents?" And he goes, "No, no, 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 no." And so you were never living over there with him, but he would come and stay with you?
Yes, I
Uh,
would try not to get into too much detail. I don't want to
that's
give a lot
okay.
away.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
with his addiction, we would always be where he would live. But he wasn't allowed at the time to be at his house.
Mm,
So it's like all these different houses, all these different people.
yeah,
And where I knew he would be safe is if I brought him back home with me. And sometimes I would bring him in the house, sometimes I wouldn't be able to, but he would just be here with me at the house because I just knew he was okay.
that's why. I get it.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I understand that. I understand that fear. I get it. That's a constant that, and you can never let your guard down because the feeling of that person running away is just terrible. I get you. He's talking about being here and liking to hang out here. I said, "Oh, I said, so what does her house look like? Like how big is it? How many rooms is it?" And he keeps talking about how there's other people that live here. And he says, "But they're not roommates." So I'm like, "Who is that?" So that's your parents. And he's talking about how he does hang out when he comes here just in your room and just
Yeah.
outside. He doesn't leave your room really at all.
I yeah, he never did even when he was
Really?
here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
So
never
that
did.
that would be why. But you don't have a bathroom like in your room. You have to go down the hallway or whatever it is to get to it. Okay. I said, "Why did you stay here?" I said, "Is there just like the bathroom connected?" And he goes, "No." He says, "We had to sneak down the hallway." I said, "Oh, okay, good." And go back to passing. Hang on. I'm trying to chummy him up real quick because it's hard for him to talk about it. Set over, turned over. Did they find him face down?
He I don't know if it was face down, but they said he was slumped over, kinda leaning on his
Oh,
side.
yeah. Okay, because it's talking about pulse as well, so that means that they found him completely gone. Hang on, let me. Hold on. Where? Hmm. I get those goosebumps every time. It's a song by what's his face? Hold on. He just said he never got in trouble, but I know he's lying to me. So hold on, give me a second. He's so smart. He could be so brilliant, and his brain works so quick. I bet he had ADHD. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how his mind feels. It felt like Best way I can describe is like a thing for like a brilliant mind. He needed things to do, but he didn't have them. Why didn't he go in the military? And how is the military attached to him?
4 of his uncles went to the military,
All of
served
them.
for, like, 10 plus years, and yeah.
Yeah. He keeps showing me my ex-husband and my dad, and then I wanted to go, but I couldn't because of illness. And he's talking about how that would have been the best thing, and I said, yeah, it would have been. That's where you would have really shown through, and go through. Why? Hang on. What? He didn't shoot himself. Hang on. Give me a second. Hang on. What does that mean? So did he end up like, hold on. I have no idea what this is. Did he end up like smoking meth with fentanyl in it or something?
Mhm. So, originally, that's what was thought to happen when he was, after he had left court that day, he went to go see his mom, and she's
Get
a
in trouble. Okay.
yeah. So, she, uh, told me that she gave him stuff,
Yeah.
and that all she said was that it was clear, which is meth. Um, and then I was like, there was no way that he just overdosed on meth.
Mm-mm.
So when we got the autopsy back, it was amphetamine. So I was thinking maybe it was like a Xanax mixed with meth, and that's what got him.
That, yeah, okay. Because I said, so what did you do? What happened? I said, did you hang yourself or like, because that's the slumping over too, right? Like how they do that. And he showed me a client that I read, Maddie Roth, her fiance. He went through, injected it. He liquefied it and then injected it. And he's making me feel and I said, is this your drug of choice? Because he feels so so for not slow in a bad way, but his energy, which for me means a lot of times
Yeah.
maybe he liked heroin more, but he says that that wasn't a thing. So that's where meth came to be. He is embarrassed about talking about his drug use. He's um sad about it. He's like what, maybe like 22, maybe? How old is he?
He's 23.
He's 23. Okay, my God, he's so young. Okay, at first
Yeah.
I thought he was maybe 19, and then he made me feel like he was like what? So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, you're older than that. And why? He's sorry. He's sorry. Can I tell you that I don't think that there would have been, even if you and him, even if you had had an unlimited money and you grabbed him and you took him halfway across the country, this would have still happened in some way or some town. You're his hero, you were his savior, but you couldn't save him from himself, you know? And he does love you. He did love you and he still loves you, but the way his brain was wired and all these other people enabling him, essentially, his mom has the blood on her hands, essentially. That's
Yeah.
what that would go. It's nothing on you. You're the hero in this, okay? Now, that's not to say that mom is a bad person. She's not. When people get addicted, it lights up their brain in certain ways, and addiction is it's a disease essentially, and it keeps going. Um, but you're everything that he wanted and everything that he needed. He just didn't know how to get away from himself. Okay.
Yeah.
And why? Who is he a Leo or is he a Sagittarius? What fire sign is he?
I think he's a Capricorn.
He's a
But,
Capricorn. Okay, when's his
dis
birthday?
December 22nd, if that's a
Oh,
Capricorn.
he's a cusp. Okay, he's like right there. Okay, yeah. So the 22nd is the last day of Sagittarius, first day of Capricorn. It's right there. Okay, gotcha. Because he has this, and I know it all, and I'm proud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I don't know which one you are, but it's this. And tell me why. Hang on. So they had an actual funeral for him. They had an actual service for him. Okay, a lot of
Yeah.
times in these cases, they just kind of like cremation and go away, and that's it.
Yeah, because his family, me and Das had always talked about if anything were to happen, what would you want?
Yeah,
And obviously, when I found out, when it happened, the next day I'm like, no, like he's having a funeral. And so me and his sisters basically planned the whole thing.
you did an amazing job. There's a lot of thanks in that because he's talking about how you didn't just forget him, or y'all didn't just forget him. And so they ended up having, hang on, give me a second. What? Oh, and I know. Hang on. So we did have a viewing for him.
We did.
Okay. He's just sorry. He's giving me an image. I don't normally cry during sessions anymore. He's talking about you going up to him, and he's just making me feel like all the things that you thought and you couldn't say or that you did, and touching him.
Yeah, I looked at him and then I looked away and I said, I have no idea what to say to you right now.
Yeah, yeah. He's right there. I think he was in your head because he's making me feel all of your sadness. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He is too. Hold on. Oh, blech. Sorry. He's really sad about what happened. Really sad about what happened. He'll go into the light. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. But he's definitely when I see him in my brain, it's
Mhm.
like I want you to think about what he looks like, but then he has like an overlay of like gray over him, which means he's like lower, so he's just sad. And so through him working through you and making sure that you're okay and helping you get to a better space, it's going to raise himself up. He has a lot of work to do. Let me just tell you
Yeah.
that. And oh, hang on. So you do still talk to his sisters every so often? You do still talk to them?
Every day, I go see them every single week. We hang out. I mean, we're like, even when we were dating, me and his sisters, we were all best friends.
Really?
Yeah. And
Really?
his sister literally told me the other night, she's like, I'm so happy our
Oh,
friendship came back together the way it did because, we're all stronger now than we need each
absolutely.
other. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. So tell them that he says not only hi, hello, but that also that he sees all of this and he's with y'all when that happens. And tell me, most of the time when somebody passes, and especially because you're not married, right? There's just like this cutoff that goes away. Who's Daniel? Or who's Daniel? Or a Dan or something dealing with Daniel or Dan? Is
Um,
there like a Danny?
I'm not too sure where
Okay,
that's coming from.
interesting. They keep putting my brother-in-law in my head. My ex-brother-in-law, he died of suicide, but his name was Daniel. And sometimes it can go with that or it can go
Mm.
like somewhere dealing with that. There are some names that I don't know. And so, hang on, go back over here. Tell me where. Hold on. So there's a brother involved with him as well. Does he have a
Um,
brother as well?
he has a younger brother named Gage.
Oh, he has a little brother. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, I go like this. I said, so what about the sisters? I said, so it's your sisters, your mom, your dad, or who is that? And then he went through and he made me feel masculine. And I go, okay, so then there's going to be a brother involved here somewhere too. So he's saying hi and apologizing for this as well. So Gage has not, hang on. Gage is still in high school right now?
Gage is in elementary school. He's only
Gage is a
10.
baby. He
Yeah.
okay. He goes like this. He says Gage hasn't engaged with drugs yet, and he says tell him I'm watching him and making sure that he doesn't do this. And so I was like, okay, maybe he's still in high school. And he says that why he could do a backflip.
I think that's one of the new things that he's learned. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Oh, interesting. Sorry, he just showed me somebody standing and going boop. I don't know how, where. Is this on a creek? Is this in a pool? Is this in the ocean? I don't know. But he's just talking about keeping up and keeping playing. Tell
Mhm.
me about her. Why? Oh, so you are working full time right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, so what does she do all day? What's going on? Are we going to school or like what? And then he's talking about driving with you to go to work or being with you when you go to work. And I go, okay. And I said, good. And why? You're saying, "Hi, how are you?" Ooh, have you ever thought about getting into like not you, I mean, you can do it yourself, but have you ever thought
Mhm.
about going and becoming a therapist or becoming like a drug rehab specialist or becoming like anything like that or a psychologist or psychiatrist?
So I've thought about that, but my mom kind of like wants to push it on me as well. Like, hey, like, because I was right next to him the whole time, like throughout his
Mm-hmm.
whole addiction,
Mm-hmm.
that, I know all this stuff that me knowing all this can help so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
yeah.
should you should go look into that. Seriously, go look into that. And real quick, I just want to take a peek at that. I want to see where your Jupiter is to make sure that we're sending you in the right direction. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. So my birthday is November 7th of 88. When is yours?
October 30th, 2001.
You are a Scorpio. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job. That's one of the things I wanted to see. Okay, 2001. And then I was born in Houston, Texas. What about you?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right, he's in North Carolina. You don't even have an accent. Or maybe I'm just so countrified at this point. Like your accent is non-existent. Hold on. And it says Charlotte.
PT.
Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool, cool. All right, hang on. Just making sure there's not a hidden letter in there somewhere. Hang on. Oh, interesting. Oh my God. Oh, you have to. You have to. Oh, you have to. Okay, so your Jupiter, which is how you gain your luck in life or your superpower, is in Cancer, which is all about the medical field. Now, you may end up getting a late start and going into it. So medical is, mental, physical, whatever it is. Because your Jupiter, you usually don't realize that you want to go do this until you start hitting, in like your mid, late 20s, early 30s, stuff like that. Then you work up and then you're really set in your career in your 40s. You're a badass. You write books, all that stuff. The other thing though is that your moon, your emotional side is in Aries. So essentially you are there to push other people to be better and to make them be accountable. That's what Aries emotional sign does. Your Scorpio says, look at your shit, look how you're fucking up. And then your Aries says, let's go and do this together and make sure that you don't do it anymore. And then your communication style and your love language, they're both in the sign of Libra, which is about bringing things back to center, bringing things back to equal. A lot of people that are lawyers and psychologists and psychiatrists have this placement as well because they kind of even out everybody and they like harmony. The other thing is that your masculine side is in Aquarius, so you're nerdy, you're quirky, you're
Yeah.
fun, you're interesting. This also means too that if you ended up doing this, you'd actually be really, really good at maybe doing it remotely. So maybe you're doing psychiatry and you're able to like be at your house and do like Zoom calls for it or whatever it is. This would also lend to probably down the line you opening up your own business and then, or your own practice and doing it remotely. That way you don't have to go into a center. The other thing is that your North Node, what your soul is trying to become, is in Gemini, which is all about communication, talking, bringing yourself to that certain higher standard in communication and getting that out there. So everything falls in line with everything like that. And then your Scorpio means you like darker, heavier things. Hi, welcome in. That's why we're here together. This also
Yeah.
means to be very, very careful because when you have a lot of Libra placements in you, I do as well. We can actually attract people with addictive personalities because Libra loves the way things feel. And we can also go through until we really learn, we actually can go through and enable people in their addiction because we want them to feel good, right? Not in a bad way. And so we have to learn from that. Then we end up being a lawyer instead of being passive aggressive. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So, no, you're perfect in that area. Okay. So, let me go back over here.
Oh,
Tell me, why? Hold on. What about her? Go back to the end. So, are you working like a bank right now or something?
no, I work at a grocery store.
Oh, are you in like
Um,
customer service up at the front?
I used to be, I'm over
Oh.
I'm the manager of the online shopping department.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
doing okay, okay, because they make you go, "Hey, how are you?" And then they say that you're the boss of all of this. And I'm like, "Okay, maybe." And then they talk about taking in money and taking in cash and taking in payments. And I'm like, "But she's not just that." That's why you're doing so well at it. Okay, good, good, good. Hang on. Keep doing that. I like it. I like where it's at right now. Do school a little bit on the side. Give yourself some time. Give yourself 10 years to do it. You know, whatever. Hold on. How? Why do you keep yelling at me about May? What is May? Who is May? Who's coming up? What birthday is May?
My dad's.
Oh, that's your dad's. Oh, okay. And then his mom is alive though?
His mom died when he was 4.
So that would be that. Okay, there's a woman that keeps showing up and then keeps talking about a birthday and then keeps bringing that up. And so tell your dad that his mom says hi and wishes him happy birthday. Okay, there's your bonus spirit of the day. And then she's around you as well. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Go back. Wait, why? What? He wishes he could go back and change it, but he can't. And he's gonna be around you for the rest of your life. Why? Man, he should have gotten into welding. He
He
needed to
did.
go. Really?
Oh, yeah. A couple years ago, that was one of his jobs. Yeah.
Hmm, interesting. Yeah, he just went through and he showed me that he has like a face thing on and he's doing like sparks. And I go, oh, okay. And so he's doing that in heaven. He's essentially saying, like, I'm getting shit done over here and
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And why? Oh, what, honey? Where were you? So was this where? Was this in like the back room of his mom's house that this happened?
Um,
Or was this in his
it was,
car?
um, so what I was told, so his mom's friend who's down the
Mm,
street, he went there. He drove the car, but
car.
nobody knew if somebody took him out of the car and set him there or if he actually got out and laid up against the tree. Nobody knows. They just found him leaning up against the
The
tree.
tree. That's why he's out. Remember in the very beginning, I said he's outside.
Yeah.
That's why he was outside, and that's why he's walking around smoking. That would be that. Yeah, he goes like this. He says, I was in the car. He says, somebody found me slumped over. And then he says, like, I'm not in the front room. I'm not in the area. But then he shows me this house, and I'm like, where's this at? I'm going to honestly say that it's almost like somebody pulled him out or told him to get out and he sat down by the tree or they put him down by the tree. I don't think he was fully crossed over at that point. So I wish somebody would have like called or done something different instead of just let him stay there to try to sober up. That would have been a lot better, because it wasn't going to work that way. And tell me when. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Sunday. Are you going to go over there on Sunday for Easter? I mean, I
No.
don't know why you would be. I mean, I don't think they have any little, well, I mean, I guess the 10-year-old's a little kid, but
Yeah.
hang on. He's talking about Sunday for some reason. That's Easter. Um, hang on. Because he died what, like on a Thursday?
So he died Monday afternoon.
Oh.
Sunday, which I think he's telling you about, so the
Mhm,
night before, um, he was with a friend. I was coming over to see him, and he wanted me to go to the friend's house, but I didn't want to hang out with this person. So we kind of got into it Sunday night. Then I ended up bringing him back over, to his house where he lived,
mhm,
and we spent the night there. I wake up, Monday morning,
mhm.
got ready for work, and then he went to court that morning.
Okay, and then that's when it happened that, yeah, yeah. So his big old thing, he keeps like putting Sunday, 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 Sunday. And I'm like, all right, we'll talk about that. So he's just trying to acknowledge that. And then tell me why. I know you're wearing a hoodie, but you don't have any tattoos right here, right?
No, I wanted to get one.
Oh, you do? Okay, he goes like this. He shows me arm, he pulls it up, and then he shows me tattoo or something, or just like black, which is a symbol for tattoo in my head, and then he makes it go away. So if you do, please go do it. Please go get it here. Okay,
Okay.
big, big thing. And tell me why. I like how you talk to him a lot. I like how you're constantly talking to him. He's just saying that there's like a constant stream of like consciousness, or there's trying to be a constant stream of connection. And so he appreciates that. And you do have a lot of videos of like him and you together, like just laying
Yeah.
out. Okay. I said, oh, it just said, oh, yeah, as we're talking about that, it says, I agree. So he agrees that like yes, he likes it. So keep talking to him. And he's just I said, "So were you camera shy or what?" He says, "No, no, no." He says, "I laid there, but she would normally take the pictures or she would normally do this." And I go, "Oh, okay." And so keep doing it, keep listening to it, keep talking to him. And why? Hang on. Who's Mary or Marie? Who's that?
Um, I'm not sure, but I know my dad's mom's name was May May.
Your dad's mom was named May May?
Yeah.
Okay, I would have to say that's probably where that's at. Since I don't know anybody named Mamie and I've never heard that before, that's as close. I'm just gonna say who's the M-A-M or Ma. So yeah, so I'm gonna even tell you that probably your grandmother, your dad's mom, is like a guide for you. Okay, and so she's the one facilitating this meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your whole thing. So this is what I want you to do right now because I do have to run to my next session because I'm 10 minutes
Okay.
late to my next one. But I wanted to go. I would sit here with you for hours to channel you because he's only going to get better. Okay, so I don't want you to think he's stuck, but I need you to use him in not a bad way. Go and tell him how mad you are, right? Let him know that you're upset. Tell him that you love him. He does love you. He loves you completely. And then from here, let's start building a different relationship with him where he helps you with the rest of your life. I want you to go forward, get this degree in psychology or whatever it may be, and then go be a badass, help other people through this experience. And then from there, it will only get better. The other thing I would like you to do, if you want to go do it, because of his vibration, which he's going to move up, like don't worry about it. And remember, middle vibration is not bad, it just means they're here helping, right?
Right.
They're not stuck. So hold on. Obviously it's not affiliated with me, but he'd be really good with getting it. So go on like Amazon and look up these cat balls. Okay, it's a cat toy. They're like $1.99 or $3.99. Go get like 3 of them. Have them ordered, shipped to your house. Put them on your bed or put them in the corner of the room and you sit on the opposite side. Sit there, think about him, talk to him, and tell him to touch them. Okay, do it late at night, like 11, 12, 1 o'clock. Keep on the music if you want to, whatever it is, but he'll be able to touch these, and that way you can see that he's around you.
Okay.
Okay, so do that. And if you have any questions on that too, just email me. But he will be able to set these off. The first time it's going to freak you out. The second and third time it's going to make you have a lot of comfort.
Okay.
Okay. And then if you need me or anything like that, please email me and let me know. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Amy.
You're welcome. I love you, bestie. And I'll message you later and then I will send this to you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Amy.
You're welcome.